How do you stand out in a saturated niche? Are you already someone that is in a niche in real estate as a mortgage professional, real estate professional, and you are putting out content specifically for a buyer of a home, a seller of a home, a type of loan program, and you want to stand out more so from that niche that you're in? Or are you held back because you feel like you can't stand out in the specific maybe niche that you want to work with, a specific buyer, specific seller, specific loan program, because you feel like it's so saturated? And there's just like, how are you even going to be able to do that with so many other people targeting the same type of person you want to work with? Well, then this video is going to be for you. And my name is Lloyd Kinsey III, CEO and co-founder of Liftoff Agent, your #1 marketing and positioning agency. And we help you start, ramp, and or scale up your business so that way you can leverage your past efforts for your future successes. You can be specifically focused on a niche, which we're talking about in today's video, and then you can be able to put out content to be able to have more success with marketing to that individual. Now, I want to remind you, where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're focused on the fact that there is lack thereof, then you're in lack, and you're not going to be in you're in defensive or offensive instead of being in the other side, which is going to be offensive. So you want to be in offense, not defense. And I did a video already on this, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it right now. And it talks about offense versus defense, and I want to make sure that you understand the difference between offense and defense and what you could be able to do to maximize the opportunity of thinking from an abundance mindset, an offense mindset, not a defense mindset, and not a lack mindset, right? Like the glass half empty or glass half full. Now, you really need to deep dive into the thought process of what you're committed to. Now, if you're going to be getting in a niche, because a lot of individuals say, who do you work with? And agents out there, LOs out there, anyone I can possibly work with. Well, hold on. First off, you need to be niche down. And I've already talked about this in a previous video as far as how do you be able to identify a target demographic or a niche. And at Liftoff Agent, that's specifically what we do. We help you get identified as far as, do we identify you as a startup client of ours, a ramp up client of ours, or a scale up client of ours? And then more importantly, we want to go deeper in the process of looking at what is your niche? Are you working with a buyer of a home, a seller of a home, a first-time home buyer, an empty nester, a downsizer, or someone that wants to relocate, move into your area, or someone that wants to sell their first home and buy their second home because they want more space? You need to think about what that looks like for you. Okay. So now when it comes to a saturated niche, what you need to do to differentiate yourself and get yourself out there is you have to do things differently. Now, if you know that one is doing some type of marketing to market to a niche, like a video process on Instagram, you see a lot of people talking about first-time home buyer content on Instagram, for an example. Well, then go on YouTube instead of Instagram and do it a little bit differently. Now, if you see people talking about buying homes and just showing homes, but not really showing people how the process is done from the perspective of buying a home, then maybe you go deeper with that process of here's a video that gives you A through Z, the process of buying a home. Now, if you are in, say, California, or should I say more importantly, the United States of America, then you know what happened with the NAR case, and you know that right now you have to basically add value to your buyers so you can then be able to get commissioned from your buyers instead of being commissioned from selling agent of the home. When you're putting out content to then differentiate yourself in a niche in the buyer segment of a home, then this is going to be a value add that you can leverage to have more success and to be able to justify your commission. So those are some things to think about when it comes from the buying perspective. Now, when it comes to the seller perspective, what can you do with the niche on that side? And how can someone be able to leverage their home and make sure that it presents well so they can get top dollar, it can sell fast, and it can be something that is going to be a fun process? Because there's this thing called the shift of energy, if you will. It's like a shift of energy. So when you ever clean up your desk or you vacuum your house, right? Or you're cleaning up clutter, that's like flushing out energy, flushing it out. Now, when you're getting ready to sell your home and you want to work with sellers and you want to basically help them get top dollar for their house, and they've been living in that home for so long. Now, the home, does it present as it is from the perspective of like someone that's been living in it for a long time. So does it need like new paint, new carpet? Like, does it need to have doors changed? Does it need to have like the plugs changed, the switch changed, the lighting, like the lighting in the house, fans, light fixtures? So those need to be replaced. If you were wanting to go into a niche market where there's obviously a saturation of individuals and agents that want to work with someone that wants to sell a home, then what could you do to talk about flushing the energy? Being able to say, hey, here's the 10 top things I would recommend. It's a video idea, okay? Here's the top 10 things I would recommend if you're looking to sell your home for top dollar and you want to be able to attract someone, you want to be able to get a sale fast. This is what you need to do. First and foremost, number one, you need to do fresh paint throughout your house. Number two, you need to change all fans and lighting fixtures. Number three, you need to go ahead and freshen up that carpet. We'll do that now, or lay down some new floors. Number four, have some old doors, maybe shift your doors, change them, or paint your front door a really great color, because the actual stats are out that you can get up to 15% more value if you paint your front door. And number five, I would highly recommend that you look at, say, your switches in your home. Maybe it's time to update those switches, because who wants to live in a home that has switches that are going to be outdated or plugs that are going to be loose when you try to plug them in? That was just a video idea that potentially you could utilize for a YouTube video or a short, right? To put online to talk about basically selling of a home. So, and like, let's give you one more subject matter, one more idea, okay? Saturated market. A lot of people are doing living in, moving to content, right? So say for instance, living in Dallas, Texas, it's saturated. A lot of people going in that area. The best way to differentiate yourself is be your true, authentic self. Make sure that your videos are going to show your personality. Are you an energetic person? Are you kind of a slower person? Are you someone that's fun and bubbly? Or are you someone that's a little bit more analytical, right? How do you take the approach of who you are and bake that into your videos, have fun with the process of filming the content, being your authentic self, and then, you know, give them a different take on your perspective of the parks you love, the restaurants you love, interviews with those restaurant owners, the schools that you would pick the most, the top different communities that you specifically would pick out of the communities that others would pick, and then also look at what people are already filming, do some research and development, and you potentially could pivot and do the content that's not being produced, and you could also read comments from other videos that are out there on YouTube specifically, and those can turn into videos. Any questions that are going to be asked in the comments of a video that you watch living to, moving to Dallas, Texas, for an example, can turn into a video subject matter or video idea that you can leverage on yourself or for yourself on one of your videos. What do you think? Were those some good examples? Did I add some value today? Now, if I did a good job and if I added value to you in this video as we speak, do me a favor, like it, subscribe to it, and comment below with one idea that I gave you that you think was of value. And I would love to get your feedback. So I don't bite. I know sometimes it's kind of like, I don't want to be the first person to like leave a comment, but come on, you know what? Early bird gets the worm. Be the person that leads by example and give me a comment down below and I'll comment back to you personally thanking you. And if I did a good job and you're not going to leave a comment, just subscribe, hit the notification bell. New videos, the goal is to come out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Traditionally they're Tuesdays and Thursdays. So depending on when you're watching this video, our new schedule is live for our video cadence. God bless, take care, best of luck. And I hope that was helpful. So keep the good work and we'll see you on next week's video.